going on, everybody? It's your boy Mood616, and I'm back with a brand new DVD slash Blu-ray slash 4K update for the month of June. Yeah, man, so it is just beginning of July. This one's a little bit late because I've been out of town pretty much the entire summer. I'm back in town for one night, so I thought, hell, I gotta do this update before it just gets way too big. But it is a rather large update, and it's pretty damn epic, if I might say myself. There's a lot of box sets in here, just a lot of cool additions and stuff like that. This year's been crazy with special editions and box sets and things like that, so they've been coming out rapid pace. And I will note, I haven't actually watched a whole lot in here. Like I said, I've been out of town for the majority of the summer, so like I said, I got this time right now, so I'm going to bump out this update. And I did receive a lot of the stuff I was waiting for in May in June, like all the Scream Factory release and stuff. I think they shipped late for everybody, it seemed like, but things like that. So this one did kind of pile up on me. But first off, I do want to start the video off with a little bit of a downer note. If you guys are familiar with Buckaroo Banzai, aka Paul from the UK, he recently passed away. I actually found this out by watching Geek Legion Doom video yesterday, and I was just blown away, man. Paul was a guy that I was subscribed to probably since the beginning of my YouTube career, if you want to call it. I started back in 2012, and I remember watching his videos and stuff, and you just always remember that voice because he was a guy that did his videos from POV, right? So you never actually got to see what he looked like, but you always recognized the voice. And he had really great taste in films, a lot of Euro exploitation, and he liked Asian cinema and just all sorts of cinema. But it was very eerie yesterday because while I was watching the video, the dedication video from Geek Legion Doom, he actually showed a clip of him. They were doing an interview, and he was actually on camera, and that was the first time I'd ever saw Paul's face, and it was just crazy to see someone for the first time after they've passed away. I thought that was really crazy. So, but my thoughts and prayers go to the family and all his his friends and stuff like that. I hadn't talked to Paul in years or interacted on here, but I'd watch his videos, and like I said, I'm still subscribed to him and everything. And it's due to my schedule. I watch YouTube videos very late at night, and I don't comment a lot anymore. If you do catch a comment, it's probably because I watch one during a day, but I generally watch it like 2-3 in the morning, so I'm not really writing comments, but I do watch a lot of videos. But I digress. Rest in peace to Paul. It's such a shame. He was just such a big part of the the movie community in general. His voice will be missed for sure. So, but with that said, let's get into the update here. These first two DVDs, I'll start off with the DVDs. And these first two are actually coming from a friend of mine named Brennan. He owns Shivers Entertainment here in Canada. It's a releasing company that they release like very low budget Canadian or exploitation type films and stuff. And he messaged me out of the blue. I actually met him at HorrorCon in Calgary a few years back, and we got to know each other over the years of just being there and stuff. He buys and sells stuff there. Anyways, he messaged me and said he wanted to send me a couple things, and I was like, oh, crazy. So, because we didn't have HorrorCon last year because of COVID and stuff, and apparently it's going to be on next year, and he's going to be there, so we'll meet up again. But anyways, so he decided that he wanted to send me a couple things that he was kind of downgrading his collection and stuff, and I was like, shit, man, cool, man. So first up, he sent me this really cool German edition of Gutterballs. I do have many editions of Gutterballs, of course. But this is really cool, man. It's very thoughtful. Limited to 1,000 pieces. Got 575 here. I think I've seen this edition before. It's two DVD set. I think it's got just kind of a censored cut, and then it's got the extreme cut. So I'm not really too sure which cuts those are, because there is multiple different cuts, different soundtracks and things like that. It does come with a bunch of art cards and stuff like that, or lobby cards and shit too. So. Very cool edition. I have 4 or 5 other editions of Gutterballs, but I can always have more from my good buddy Ryan Nicholson. So I'm always happy to add that to the collection. And of course, he also sent me Star Vehicle, another German edition. This is also known as The Bleeding Lady. It's coming out from Unearth. This is one of the last ones before I think Gutterballs 2 is going to be released too. Hopefully soon. Like I said, another German edition limited to 1,000 pieces. This one's actually still sealed, so I'm not going to open it right now. I probably will. I'm not a reseller or nothing, so but pretty cool. Star Vehicle. Got the Unearthed Blu-ray actually on pre-order right now. So thank you, Brendan, if you're watching this video, for the awesome thoughtful gifts, because he knew me and Ryan were good friends, and could always add more Nicholson additions to the collection. So but yeah, I'm gonna put this over here. I got so much shit. Music room is just always packed full of stuff. Anyways, a couple more DVDs here. I picked up the Borderlands. I'm doing I got 2013 and 2017 on the summer series and the podcast Under the Stairs. And this is actually one of the films from 2013 that went through, one of the 12 I'd never seen before. In fact, I had never even actually heard of this movie. It's kind of crazy. I don't know, this one just bypassed me to shit, and I was surprised to see a film on either one of the lists I hadn't seen, let alone not heard of. So that was kind of interesting. So I checked out Borderlands. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Right away, I found out it's a found footage film, which doesn't... it doesn't really affect my viewing pleasure. I went through a phase where I really liked found footage films, and then I got out of them a little bit because it just became an abundance of them. But it became its own genre of film, like in a sense, it's kind of interesting. But, they could be hit and miss and stuff, and, even like the ones that come out today. But this one was kind of interesting, man. I gotta say, I really dug the ending. I mean, when you think about the ending, it's really, really cool. It's just a matter of, how did they get the footage out? That's one of the major problems with found footage films is, if the acting's not on and it's supposed to be real, then it ruins the whole film, right? And the other problem is with found footage films is sometimes you'll catch scenes where, who the fuck is filming this? It's supposed to be found. Everyone's holding a camera, but sometimes there's some shots where, there's nobody holding a camera kind of thing. That's not really the case in this one. It was just how did they get the footage from the end of the film? I'm not going to give too much away about this one, but it's basically about two guys that are going to investigate a miracle that happened in a church. And, they're basically kind of there as skeptics, and, they're there to disprove that a miracle actually happened and stuff. And it goes pretty crazy. But I think where this one goes in the end was pretty interesting. And, I was like, whoa, I've never seen that before, but that completely makes sense in the end. Like what happens, not how the footage got out. That's all I'll say. But the Borderlands, I thought it was pretty cool, actually. All right, so next up here, I picked up 42nd Street Forever compilation, trailer compilation from Snaps. The weird thing is I have Volume 3, 4, and 5 and the BluRay. But I never had Volume 1, and picked up Volume 2 also. So I picked up Volume 1 finally. I don't know why I never grabbed 1 and 2. It's very strange. It's very against my OCD to do things like this, but there is actually trailers that are on Part 1 and 2 that actually aren't on the Blu-ray, which is kind of like a bigger compilation of all of them kind of thing. So, but yeah, here's Volume 1. I love my trailer comps, as everybody knows. I watch these things all the time. And here's Volume 2. Sex Monsters, Madmen, and Machines. Another dose of classic coming attractions. More trailers. I can never get enough of them. I literally watch them all the time. From Mono Macabro, I picked up Lady Terminator. Finally added this to my collection. Haven't seen it in years, but man, I love this movie. It's so great. It's great, just ridiculous exploitation from Indonesia. From 1988. Good shit though, man. If you've never seen Lady Terminator, give this one a shot. It's absolutely friggin' ridiculous. Yeah, I can't wait to rewatch that one. All right, so into the Blu-rays. I'll start off with just a couple standard ones, and then we'll get into the boutique labels, which are always in order because that's the way I do my collection. Yeah, first up here is one from the UK. And it's a film I'd heard about. And this was the other film from 2013 Summer Series that I had never seen before, but I had heard of this one from Ben Wheatley. And it was his third film, full-length film, I believe, and it's called A Field in England. Of course, he did Kill List and Sightseers. And Kill List I really liked a lot. Sightseers was hilarious. That movie made me laugh like so much. It's the darkest comedy and ridiculousness ever, but it really did work. So then he came out with this one, and this is a really interesting film called A Field in England. And it's more pretty much an allegory, kind of metaphorical. It's set in the 17th century, so in the 1600s, Civil War England. And basically it's about these guys that kind of make a run for it during the war to get the fuck out of there, and then they get captured by this dude, and then he makes them he captures them, and he makes them find this treasure that is basically buried in this field. Shot in black and white. Cinematography is absolutely beautiful. It's a little bit slow at times and things like that. I got a lot that was going on here. I got a lot of the symbolism and metaphor and basically the whole allegory of it. It's kind of take on. I'm not really going to give it away. You guys can watch it for yourselves. But, you know, there are certain things I was very confused on. So I started to look up, and it seems like other people were confused on him too, like what exactly Ben Wheatley was meaning by certain scenes and things like that. But it does get trippy. It's kind of a trippy film. It's got a little bit of gore in it. And it's pretty good. I could see people being mixed on this one because it is a little bit kind of... it's a little bit slow at times. It is a little bit slow. The accents are very, very heavy. I watch pretty much all these movies with subtitles on anyways. But I thought it was an interesting film. There's not a lot of low-budget films like this that are done as period pieces that actually pretty much work. So, Field in England, it's a really interesting one. I highly recommend this one. It's very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. I like when people shoot black and white films or period pieces in black and white because it actually makes sense, right? It just does. All right, so 4K of Christine. You know, it's crazy. This is like the cheapest 4K. I think I got this for $15. I think that's what I paid for the Blu-ray when it came out. That's annoying, right? So, but yeah, really, really cheap. I watched this 4K. Actually, it looked really good. I'm a big fan of Christine. I know some people don't really care for it, but I don't know. There's something about this movie that just always kind of brings me back. It's very nostalgic for me. I read the book when I was quite young, and I've seen the movie many times. But yeah, it's Christine. It's good shit. Everybody knows it. All right, so moving into some boutique labels. We'll start off with the Powerhouse Indicator stuff here. Yeah, I pre-ordered one of the box sets, so while I was pre-ordering, you know, I'm like, I can't just pre-order the box set. I got to get some sale items too. But these were 3 titles I was actually after anyways, so it worked out really perfect. So I finally upgraded De Palma's Body Double. I love this movie. This is such an underrated movie. When people talk about De Palma, they don't really mention Body Double up there with, you know, his great movies and stuff. I think it should be mentioned more because it's a really good one. It's a really good film. I can't wait to check out this Blu-ray. I just got this in while I was out of town, so it's not even opened, but yeah, just a standard edition, which is fine with me. Body Double. And then finally upgraded Ghost of Mars after years and years. I don't know why I never grabbed the Blu-ray earlier. It was the only John Carpenter film I didn't have on Blu-ray, which is just strange because now I'm starting to buy them on 4K, which doesn't really surprise me. But Ghost of Mars, you know, it definitely a mixed bag for a lot of people. I remember when it came out, people shit on this one pretty damn hard. It got shit on pretty hard. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was, you know, pretty fun popcorn. It was a popcorn movie, really. It was fun. But Ice Cube and Ghost of Mars. Ice Cube and John Carpenter. And of course I had to grab Bronson's Breakout. I've actually never seen this film. So I'm really looking forward to checking this one out from 1975. Yeah. Awesome. All right, so some more Bronson from Eureka Entertainment here, and picked up Hard Times. I actually ordered this like a couple months ago. It took forever to come. It came at like the end of June or maybe the middle of June, but it took like 8 weeks from the UK. It was crazy. As you guys, if you watched my last update, I had a lot of Bronson in there. This was actually one of the titles I'd ordered with the other couple of Eureka ones. This one just, I don't know. It took a boat around the world to hit me or something. I don't know. But Hard Times. This is a great movie. This is a really good one. I've always enjoyed this one. This is like, what was this, 1970? Yeah, 1975. I think same year Breakout came out. But period piece. So, yeah. Moving along to Umbrella, and we finally got the last installment of the Drive-In Delirium, the Final Conflict. And this is a very eclectic compilation or trailer compilations, man. I was like, I've watched the first couple hours of this, but it's just crazy, like, to see, like, just there's like Bond trailers on here. There's blaxploitation, there's horror, there's, you know, 50s, 60s, like there's just every type of genre and things that are going on in this one. It's really cool, man. It's a very eclectic, and I'm glad that they did this. But yeah, so that completes you know, the 6-film Drive-In Delirium collection. I'm kind of sad that they're saying this is the last one because these are really a lot of fun, and people that watch trailer comps as like I do know and love the series. But Drive-In Delirium, the Final Conflict, finally glad that one came in. Moving on to all of films, I picked up Breeders, the 1986 Breeders. I'm not sure if the 90s one is actually a remake, because I know it goes by a different name, and the alternate name for this 1997 one, well, it goes by Breeders and it goes by another name, and I'm sure people are screaming at me right now. It's totally slipped my mind. I know people always refer to it as a remake, but I swear it's not. I don't know. It could be. I can't remember. I've seen these movies, both these, like this one and the other Breeders before, but I haven't seen them in a while, if that makes sense. I'm sure that does. But yeah, Breeders from 1986. I remember this one being really shitty, but awesome. So upgraded Poultrygeist to Blu-ray because it's Poultrygeist, Chicken of Night of the Chicken Dead, and it's still fantastic. Rewatched this about a week and a half ago or something like that, and it's so much fun. It's just ridiculous. It's just like the last like 45, 50 minutes of this movie is just batshit insane. It just doesn't stop. And it's ridiculous. And you gotta love the names in here, man. Paco Bell still makes me laugh. It's hilarious. All right, the new one from MVD Rewind Collection, and I'm not collecting these. I've had people ask me if I'm collecting all of these because they're numbered, and I'm like, no, I'm just picking up the ones that I want because there is a few titles in this collection that I'm not really interested in, so I'm just grabbing most of the horror ones. I've grabbed a couple of action or exploitation ones too, but I never did grab the. Did Scorpion put out the? I know Scorpion put out the DVD because I have the DVD of this on Scorpion, and then I believe. Was it Code Red? Code Red or Scorpion put out the Blu-ray, but I never upgraded. It's not really it's not one of my more favorite movies in the world, but I do like it though. I actually have a shirt of this because I love the artwork. I've always loved this artwork, but I was like, fuck it, I'll just upgrade. Might as well. It's okay, but I like what they're doing. What MVD is doing with that line's pretty cool. All right, so moving on to a couple Mondo Macabros here. Picked up Dangerous Cargo. Actually, you know what I'll do here? I'll start with this one here. Picked up, this is the Great Collection, Volume 3. The first two are actually just on DVD, I believe. And that is The Wild Pussycat and The Deserter. Now, I've been wanting this one for a while, and it's kind of cool because I needed to get The Deserter for 1970, our Top 10 of 1970 show, and I'm like, perfect. It comes as a bonus feature on here, and, I collect these Mondo Blu-rays as is, so I'm like, perfect, man. So, and Volume 3 in the Greek Collection, so I'm looking forward to checking out those. And then here's Volume 4, which is Dangerous Cargo, and I've heard good things about this one. Looking forward to checking this one out from 1977. I don't know, man, there's something about these Greek films that are actually pretty fun. They're pretty fun, so they have a different style to them. I don't know, it's interesting. Dangerous Cargo. Let me know if you've seen that one. Been very, very curious on checking that one out, so... All right, so moving along here to AGFA and the new one. I think there's another one up for pre-order, which I haven't pre-ordered yet, and that's the Leather Boys. Now, this is an interesting release because it's actually a mashup release with AGFA and Shout Factory. I thought that was really interesting. I mean, they've done ones with Bleeding Skull and stuff like that, but it's Shout Factory. Interesting that Shout Factory had the rights to this, but this is definitely more of a AGFA release than a Shout Factory, so... just given what type of film it is, but the Leather Boys from, I believe this is early 60s, 1964. Yeah, 1964. Oh man, that's hilarious. So there's a short on here called Consenting Adults, a Study of Homosexuality. And remember when this came out in 1960. I don't know if this is around the same time. Oh shit, that's got to be interesting. If it's from the 60s, that should be really interesting and probably completely not right. It's probably so wrong. But yeah, so moving along here to some Fun City editions. I had to grab I Start Counting, which I believe is number 2, because I grabbed the first one, which I really liked. But I really like these editions, man. These are nice, man. Films that kind of don't fit into genres. I think that's what the whole thing of Fun City editions is. Pretty cool, man, and I like that, man. I like that these films are just kind of like you take them for what they are. You're like you can't put them into a specific bowl. So, 1970, but this one looks pretty awesome. I Start Counting, yeah, and then we grabbed one called Jeremy, and oddly enough, the guy on the cover actually looks like Jeremy from my podcast. Like, is this not ridiculous? How could I not? The only problem is that Jeremy's actually never been this close to a girl in his life. So, he is not. He never watches my videos, so he'll never get that one. But yeah, that cover art is way better than the actual cover art. But anyways, don't really know much about it. Jeremy Loves Susan, 1973. So that's pretty cool. And then we got one called Smile, which, man, these slipcovers are so nice. So artwork's pretty cool. Smile from Yeah, 1975. Another film from 1975. Also looks pretty cool. Don't know much about these. Now this one, awesome, man. Walking the Edge. I think... Yeah, Joe Spinell's in this movie. And Robert Forster. And that's actually what caught my eye. And I was like, Joe Spinell and Robert Forster. I'm like, shit, you gotta be fucking kidding me. 1983. Just sounds amazing, man. Nancy Kwan's in this film. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I think it's more of a revenge film. Just from when I'm kind of... Redemption and Cross Paths, revenge seeking. Yeah. So, that looks awesome. I love me some Robert Forster, man. I'm a big fan. Rest in peace to Robert Forster, who recently passed away. But yeah, so... Alright, so, sorry for my reach, and I'm just kind of... I got shit everywhere here. I'm really sorry. But I keep the shit uncut, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so getting into some Scream Factory titles. Yeah, I guess these ones will probably... No, these are out of order, doesn't matter. But, yeah, this was from the May releases, and I actually just got this in a couple days ago. Like, it took like a month and a half. I don't know why. It was on pre-order, but Battle Beyond the Stars Steelbook. Now, I don't really collect Steelbooks, but I grabbed the ones that only have the Steelbook releases, hence like all these Corman ones. For some odd reason, they only release in the Steelbooks, which I'm fine with. It's not like you're paying much more. But, yeah, Battle Beyond the Stars. Some cheese-tastic shit right there, but finally got it in, which is awesome. Also from that month's May's releases, which is Eyes of a Stranger, which is a good upgrade. This was Jennifer Jason Leigh's first movie, I believe, from 1981. Yeah, happy to finally upgrade this, man, from that. What is the 6-pack? The Terror? Something? I can't even remember what that fucking box set was called. But anyways, they're pretty much all on Blu-ray now. I know Dr. Giggles needs like a good Blu-ray release. I think it has a double feature one, but I digress. Eyes of the Stranger, good movie. Haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, this just came in, The Awakening, and it's pretty cool actually, because I know this is a Warner Brothers film, and I was actually really hoping that Warner Brothers was going to put this out on Blu-ray, and then they're kind of going through their whole thing and stuff. But it's really interesting that Scream Factory is putting out these Warner Brothers films now, which is really cool, because I'm hoping that we can get a lot more of the Warner Brothers titles that Warner Brothers didn't release on Blu-ray, and I'm hoping that Scream Factory puts them up, because Warner Brothers had put this out on the archive line on DVD, which I had never grabbed. I was waiting for the Blu-ray, and then Shout picked it up, and it just got me excited. I'm like, well, hopefully they grabbed a lot more titles from Warner Brothers, because they're sitting on a fat lot of shit. So Charlton Heston in The Awakening, Mummy film. Never seen this one before, believe it or not. Also from 1980, the year I was born. So, and then this is another WB film, which is Sphinx, another one I have not seen, 1981. I have no idea about this movie. Like, this one caught me off guard. I don't know if if it goes by a different title. Awesome. These are the type of releases that I love. I just didn't know much about Sphinx. Maybe I missed that one completely. I don't know. All right, so another upgrade here, which I'm glad, because the DVD kind of sucks, but He Knows You're Alone. Actually, this is one of Tom Hanks' first roles. Actually, Tom Hanks has actually got they even show him on the back here. It's crazy. Yeah, it's not a bad slasher film. It's not a top shelf one, but it's definitely worth the watch. It's okay. Also from 1980. And then I love this movie. This is another one from that Terror DVD pack. I can't name slip in my mind. Is The Hand with Michael Caine. Michael Caine's like an artist, and he loses his hand, and the hand goes fucking crazy and shit. It's pretty cool. Directed by Oliver Stone. Always loved this one. I actually started watching this the other night. I got about half an hour into it, and then I think I fell asleep. Actually, it's not like it's boring, but I think I was just tired or whatever the fuck happened. But actually, it was about a week and a half ago. But anyways, yeah, I think it was the night before I was heading out of town. Doesn't matter. But yeah, The Hand, good stuff from Scream Factory. And then we got a collector's edition of the 1976 King Kong. What the fuck? Crazy. Look, Kong standing on the Twin Towers there. Ooh, I'm sure that's probably controversial. But yeah, this edition is pretty cool, man, because it does come with the theatrical cut and the extended broadcast television cut, which I believe, yeah, so the theatrical is 134 minutes. TV cut is 182. That is fucking crazy, dude. It's like 50 minutes longer. Now, the first time I ever saw this movie was on TV. Now, I'm not sure if it was the TV cut I saw on TV or if it was the theatrical. I've seen this movie a few times, mostly, I think, just the theatrical cut of it, because I have a DVD of it also, but I don't know when I saw it on TV if I saw that version. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because I honestly wouldn't. It's so long ago, but 50 minutes longer, that's crazy. What's with these long-ass King Kong movies, man? It's fucking King Kong. I don't know. Finally got this in. This took forever to get to me. It's just absolutely ridiculous how long this took, man. But Event Horizon, I love this movie. It's so cool, man. It's one of the greater late 90s type movies, you know, sci-fi horror type thing, with Sam Neill, Lawrence Fishburne, directed by Paul Anderson. Great film, though. Really, really good stuff. Probably one of the better ones from 97 for sure. 97 is not a good year for horror. Yeah. All right, so that's it for the Scream Factories. That's like all the new releases for the last couple months. Moving on to, I got One Code Red here. Upgraded The Forest. Again, not a top shelf slasher film. I do have the original Code Red DVD, which I think was like one of the first 3 DVDs that Code Red had ever put out, and the transfer sucks on it. It's terrible. So I was very curious on to see what the transfer on the Blu-rays, because they have been doing really good transfers in the last few years. They started out not doing the greatest, but so it says 2016 HD scan. So I don't know. I mean, this movie probably never could look pristine because it is The Forest. It's a really, really strange slasher film. If you've never seen it, it has this really odd charm about it. I could see why people wouldn't like it, but it's so unique because it's so strange that it's definitely worth watching. But I always love the artwork. It's great. All right, so moving into a bunch of like crazy amounts of Dark Forest stuff. So I picked up Breeders, the one from 97, isn't? Yeah, 1997. Oh, maybe it says, also known as Deadly Instinct. It was right on the tip of my tongue. Yeah. Breeders is what caught the attention Dark Forest, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I can't remember, man. Just let me know if this is, if it's supposed to be a remake of the original Breeders. I don't think it is. I honestly don't think it is, but I could be totally wrong. Because I swear I knew this one as Deadly Instinct. When the VHS came out as that, yeah, I don't know. But Breeders from 97, odd release from Dark Forest, very strange. But I've kept forgetting to pick this up, and that's Yeti. Giant to the 20th Century. I haven't seen this before, but I heard that this thing is just, it's so bad it's great, and I can totally picture this being like that 1977 fucking Bigfoot film. Oh man, the 1977 Italian King Kong ripoff is nonstop fun and camp action. Well, I believe that. Oh man, dude, this is gonna be awesome. I've heard people talk about this one, and I've seen some reviews. Pretty funny. All right, so getting into these here. I'll just flip these ones up. But I finally picked up the rest of these drive-in double features. So this is number 3. Because I have the first 2. I had only bought the first 2, and now there's 11 of them, so I bought the last 9, because I'm crazy. The House That Vanished, and the Eerie Midnight Horror Show, which is actually an upgrade. I have a really shitty DVD of that, so I can get rid of that. And the House That Vanished, which I've never seen. But I love these double features. You play them in drive-in mode, and it plays like, it's got these intermissions and all this shit going on. It's just like being in a drive-in. It's fucking cool, man. I love these things. And the transfers are surprisingly pretty good, man. God's Bloody Acre, and So Sad About Gloria. This is number 4 in the line. I'm glad I never picked up this DVD. I think Code Red had put it out, and yeah, I don't know. I heard the transfer on that was fucking terrible on the DVD, so. Actually, I do have this one on a double feature DVD. Cop Killers and Project Kill. Project Kill is the one that I've seen Cop Killers before. I'm really looking forward to checking out Project Kill. That one looks pretty cool. 73 and 75. Man, a lot of movies from 75 in this update. It's crazy. So yeah, it was number 5. And then number 6 was this very interesting release of The Gates of Hell and Psycho from Texas. I believe this actually glows in the dark. I want to say it probably does. I should charge it up and actually get it to glow in the dark. But I've heard that the transfer on this is really good, man. Yeah, and it comes with a slipcover. I think it might be the only one. I don't know, because I bought these things so late. I don't know if I just happened to get a slipcover with this, but which is kind of cool though, because you can tell that thing glows in the dark, and I love these covers. They're awesome. I don't know much about Psycho from Texas, but I'm assuming it's probably an odd pairing with Fulci's Gates of Hell. All right, so number 7 here is The Loners, which is awesome. And I've never seen this, but Dragon versus Needles of Death. What a weird pairing these are, man. But I think that's what makes the drive-in so much fun, is you do get a lot of double features that completely don't make sense when you actually go to the drive-in. So having like a biker film and, a fucking martial arts kung fu film, that's just awesome. But, yeah. Pretty cool shit. Yeah, The Loner says Dean Stockwell in it. It's amazing. This one right here made me laugh, man. Number 8, Chinese Hercules and Bruce's Ninja Secret, starring Bruce Lee. Yeah, the other Bruce Lee. L.E. Chinese Hercules. Like, this might be the funnest double feature ever, or the worst, but funnest. I don't know how this could be terrible, because there's a movie called Chinese Hercules on there. It's so funny. It's hilarious. All right, number 9 here is Hollywood High and Teenage Mother. I have no idea what to expect from these. I think in 76 and 67. Right there. That's kind of cool. I don't know nothing about those. And then we got number 10 here, which is the one. This is so great, man. Ron Van Cleef, The Black Dragon, and Enforcer from Death Row. Man, this thing, that's a gnarly double feature right there. And I just realized this is totally in a white case. All the other ones are in blue cases, and this one is in a random white case. All right. And then the last one here is Secrets of Sweet 16. Is that what it got? Secrets of Sweet 16 and Waxy Taxi. Wacky Taxi. Which just seems like another odd, very, very odd double feature right there. All right. So, yeah, that was a lot of Dark Force right there. All right, so moving into, we'll get into the Scream Factory, and then it'll just lead into the box sets and all that type of other jazz. So I have like every Scream Factory release besides the porn stuff. I don't really collect the porn at all. I do have the odd one in there from packages, but this was one title I just kept forgetting to grab. The last sale, I went through the whole thing. I'm like, did I miss anything from the horror and exploitation? And I did. I wouldn't say this is, I've never seen, I don't know if it's exploitive. I doubt it. It probably isn't, but it's called Buddies. If you don't know anything about this movie, it's basically the first movie ever to talk about AIDS. This came out in 1985, so that's really early for AIDS right there, because a lot of people were still very previous to what it was. And, I think at this time, people solely thought it just, you got it from being gay. And so I think that's kind of what this is playing on a little bit and stuff. So I don't know if it's exploitive or if it's more of like, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this. If you guys have seen it, let me know. But I am looking forward to checking this out, because it just seems very interesting to me. In 1985, I want to see what the ideology is and what they actually talk about, and how, early, I wouldn't say uninformed, because 1985 didn't really know much about the virus and stuff, but yeah. Buddies, that was missing from the collection. So then we got Surf 2, which, yes, there is no Surf 1. This movie is fucking hilarious, man. I was pissing myself. 2 words, Buzz Cola. Absolutely ridiculous. This fucking nerd is like created this Buzz Cola out of like this petroleum based fucking, and it's turning people into like basically zombies. It's so ridiculous. You know what I just realized? This is so funny. So this movie has Eric Stoltz in it. And it's early, man. It's 1983, so this would have been... Well, I don't think Eric Stoltz has really done too much at this point. But it says on the back here, featuring Eric Stoltz, and in parentheses, Back to the Future and Pulp Fiction. Why the fuck would they put Back to the Future on here? Yeah, he was originally cast as Marty, but he never starred in Back to the Future. That's fucking bizarre. That is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. I've never seen the promotion for a name for a movie that he was kicked off of, for someone that was kicked off a movie. That's odd. That is really odd. What's the dorks? Eddie Deason from Grease and stuff. He plays the dork in this. Oh shit, man, it's funny. This, I don't know, man. It's just 80s cheese camp at its best. 1983, like I said. It's so much fun. I had a blast with it. I couldn't imagine, like, if you like those kind of early... It's not really a sex comedy, but it feels like one, but it's not. It's got, like, not your typical zombies, but there's this really funny scene where these two guys are all fucked up and they're eating garbage. It's really gross. Alien from LA. And they did, like, a different slipcover for this. It's kind of... it just doesn't feel like all their other ones. I thought that was kind of interesting. With the beautiful Kathy Ireland and her weird ass voice. Seen this movie before, rewatched it actually recently, and it's it's still stupid and kind of fun though. It's hard to believe that Kathy Ireland is like a billionaire now. Like after she got out of modeling, she became a businesswoman and she's like a billionaire. It's crazy, but good for her. Alien from LA, odd film. It is odd, but it has a weird charm to it. Oh my god. All right, so this is the best thing in this whole update. Champagne and bullets. Oh my god. John D. Hart stars. What is he? Star? He like wrote, directed, starred, and even did the soundtrack to this. Like there's a scene in here where he performs the shimmy slide song, and I was busting a fucking gut laughing at this. I was like, this can't be real. And I'm like looking, I'm like, is he actually singing this? And it was him. He performs a bunch of songs in this, man. It is absolutely hilarious. Total passion project. This is the most beautiful pairing with Miami Connection ever. Like, it's on that same type of level. It's so bad, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You gotta see it to believe it, though. It does drown itself out a little bit because this is like the extended, like, full uncut version. So there's a couple scenes, like sex scenes in this film, where I can see why they were cut out of the other release, because they go on forever. It plays like his whole 5-minute song, and it just keeps like repeating footage, and it's like, oh my god. So this movie ends up running like 99 minutes because of like all this footage, but otherwise it's something that you throw on with lots of beers, lots of friends over, and just have a blast with it, because this shit was ridiculous fun. Like, I'm talking ridiculous fun. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. I'm like, this is the first thing I thought it was like Miami Connection. It's a perfect pairing with Miami Connection, man, or Ninja Busters or some shit. But it's got Wings Hauser in it, and of course Wings Hauser is just totally overacting, and he's so funny in it too. That's all I'm gonna say. You just got to see. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin anything, but when he gets up and performs an entire song, the Shimmy Slide or whatever it's called. Oh, wowzers, man. I was fucking... I actually rewound it. It was so funny. I was dying. All right. And that was part of the VSA line, number 15. And I believe, this is number 14. And this is Alley Cat. Now, I did know about this movie. I actually passed on this DVD years ago that Scorpion had put out. It was one of the only ones from that era of Scorpion DVDs I never grabbed. I don't know why I didn't, because I generally like these type of movies. This one was okay. It's a decent kind of... revenge, kind of vigilante type style movie, where this girl's grandparents gets attacked and shit, and she goes out and gets some justice, vigilante justice. The fight scenes are pretty funny. She's not like overly that great in martial arts, but kind of fun though. I had fun. It has a charm to it that I really enjoyed. So, Alley Cat. All right, so this is the type of release that is absolutely blowing my mind these days. I have no idea how we're getting these movies even on Blu-ray, let alone 4K. But shit like Scanner Cop and Scanner Cop 2, no, it didn't just make the jump from shitty ass fucking full screen DVDs to Blu-ray. They went right to 4K. Scanner Cop 2. Yeah, pretty crazy. I watched both these. I didn't flip the artwork. It's generally like that. That's the original artwork right there. We know that. And the funny thing is, I actually like Scanner Cop. a lot more than Scanners 2 and 3. People thought I was going to say part 1. Yeah, 2 and 3 I think are fucking terrible films. They're boring and shit. Like, these ones just have a lot more charm to them. I really enjoy them. Scanner Cop 2 and 3. Or Scanner Cop 1 and 2. Yep. They're actually pretty fun. Transfers are amazing. Like, these 4K transfers, like, these movies shouldn't look that good. I mean, Richard Lynch, you can see all the imperfections from Richard Lynch's accident in 4K. That's not even that funny, but anyways. They look good. Next up is the Televised Terror Volume 1, which is so exciting that it does say Volume 1 because that means we're getting more and probably quick because they seem to put out these sets very quick like they did with the Giallo sets. And someone tried to tell me the other day that those Giallo sets are terrible. Fucking hilarious. Keep trolling, motherfucker. Anyways. Are You in the House Alone? Which I actually watched all 3 of these because I love TV horror films. I have always loved TV horror films, and every time somebody puts out anything TV, I have to check it out. This was decent. It was a decent movie. I thought it was okay. Not the greatest, but it was definitely worth a watch. Pretty good for television. Then the Calendar Girl Murders. With a very young Sharon Stone. So this is what year? 84. And Tom Skerritt is in this also. I like Tom Skerritt, man. I don't know why I do. There's something weird about him. He's like a poor man's, like, I don't know. He's just like a poor man's Burt Reynolds or somebody, like, I don't know. It's fucking strange. But Calendar Girl Murders. This one kind of amped it up a little bit. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think the ending where it was going. I didn't think the ending was going to go there, but so it was kind of cool. But Skerritt plays a cop in pretty much everything he's ever in, so you know to expect from that. But cool girls, funky music, and then we got Child in the Night, which is a very, very young Elijah Wood in this film. 1990. He's like, what, 10 years old, I think? I think Elijah Wood's around the same age as me, so he's about 10 years old in this one. And yeah, Skerritt plays another cop in this movie. And so basically the storyline is Elijah Wood, he witnesses his father being killed, and he kind of goes into like shock remission. You know, he can't really figure out what he saw and stuff like that, so they kind of have to like get it out of him, right, while they investigate this case and stuff. And it was pretty good. I actually really enjoyed this, man. Tom Skerritt, he's just like, he's the same in everything, I swear to God, but I like him. So, but it was pretty cool, man. Elijah Wood does a good job, you know, as a kid in this. He does a really good job, actually. I was impressed. But, you know, 3 solid films. I think I like the Calendar Girl Murders probably the most out of them, I think. Then we got the Cardona Collection Volume 1. I was shocked that this didn't come as, like, you know, one of these sets. I was under the impression it was going to, but it is what it is. Again, this says Volume 1 on it. I mean, I'm showing you these things and you guys have already seen all this shit because I'm the last one to update always. But yeah, so, you know, it is what it is, man. This comes with Treasure of the Amazon, Triangle of the Bermuda Mystery, Triangle of the Bermuda Mystery, oh my god, and Cyclone, of course, which is just an upgrade because Synapse put out that DVD years ago. Not the greatest shark movie in the world. Shark cannibal movie, I guess, or something. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but so if the other movies are kind of on that level, I can just imagine these ones not being the greatest. But I haven't really seen too many of his movies, so I guess we'll find out. There's a Volume 2 coming, so and then we got Six Stream Samurai, which is part of the VSU 4K line, number 2 in the line. I always knew about this movie, never seen it. And this is such a cool movie, man. It's like a rockabilly fucking post-apocalyptic type film. It's just really fun, man. It's samurai, like it's just genre bending, man. It's crazy. It's a lot of fun. The transfer's crazy on this too, man. I really enjoyed it, man. The music worked perfectly. The setting worked great. You know, them trying to get to Vegas so he could become the new king of Vegas and stuff because he's like Elvis. It's really cool, man. I really enjoy this. This is the type of releases that I'm just like blown away that are getting this type of these movies that are getting this type of treatment. And this one came out, I believe, in 1998. So that's kind of a 90s gem right there, I would say. It's not per se a horror film, but it's a lot of things. And especially a lot of fun. So, highly recommend that. All right, so that's it for the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Moving on to some more box sets here, which I've just box set fucking insane this month. It's just crazy. And then, so I forgot to pick this up because I wanted to order Volume 6. And I was like, oh shit, I still need Volume 5. I completely forgot about this. So the Hammer Volume 5 Death and Deceit box set from Powerhouse Indicator. Hammer shit, man. You can't go wrong. The Brigade of... What is this one called? I've never even heard of it. The Brigade of Kandar. But it doesn't really matter because it's got Oliver Reed in it. So that's selling me right there. And then we got The Scarlet Bride, which is pretty cool. Another one with Oliver Reed. And I'm thinking, holy shit, dude. Like, this one, The Pirates of Blood River, has Christopher Lee in it, which, of course, would make sense. It's Hammer. And Oliver Reed again, so they went Oliver Reed crazy in this box set. And then there's Visa to Canton, which I believe actually has a different name. Yeah, Passport to China, which is the alternate cover art in this too. Yeah, so these are more on the lines of like, you know, kind of action, almost like period pieces and shit like that. Different type of Hammer films. It's not the horror box set. But still very, very cool because I haven't seen any of those. And, of course, I did get in Volume 6 because it just came out. And this is the one I was really excited for. Because, yeah, it's got Nightmare in it. It's been so long since I've seen this. I can't wait to rewatch Nightmare. Fucking awesome. I didn't show all the reverse artworks in here because I got to pull out different 2 discs and shit. I will say, actually, so if you do get this box set, these are not 2 discs, and this goes for everything, for all these. So what it is that when they manufacture these box sets, they were out of raw materials, it says on here, and that there was no 1-disc cases available, only double discs. So they put this in here. It's just a cardboard thing, and it explains to you that this is a special edition and blah, blah, blah. And that's why this is like this. So when I opened it up, I was like, shit, they're DVDs? I'm like, no. But anyways. Nightmare. Awesome. And then we got the Phantom of the Opera from 1962, which has been a while since I've seen this one too. I remember really digging that one. It's good. And then we got, shit, dude, another movie with Oliver Reed in it and Peter Cushing, my homeboy Peter Cushing, Captain Clegg, which is also known as, what's the alternate title? Night Creatures, I think. Yeah, Night Creatures. Which is kind of a generic title, but I do like the artwork better on that. Captain Clegg sounds, I don't know, the Clegg artwork's pretty cool, but the name Captain Clegg, I don't know. Never seen it. And then we got The Shadow of the Cat from, I believe, 1961. So that is cool too, man. Awesome set. Really, really awesome set. What are we doing for time here? 48. Wow, I did go through this quick. Nice. And last one here from Powerhouse. We got the Fu Manchu set. I'm so excited to get all these movies. Yeah, man. Christopher Lee playing Fu Manchu. I've seen a couple of these movies. I have like some Blue Undergrounds of them. But this is the whole set. It's like ridiculous. You just get canceled if you do that nowadays, man. You can't do this. You can't have white guys playing Asians. You just can't do it. Poster, art cards, movies. So we got The Face of Fu Manchu. I can't remember. This is 1965. Face of Fu Manchu. And they did these in the paper sleeves, which is kind of cool. It's different. And then we got The Brides of Fu Manchu. You know, that's just the way they did sequels back in the day. Every sequel had to be the bride of something, right? The Bride of Fu Manchu. These are nice sets, though. I enjoy. And then we got The Vengeance of Fu Manchu. Yeah. Pretty cool. And then we've got The Blood of Fu Manchu, directed by the homeboy, Jess Franco. It's awesome that Franco did a couple of these. And then he did the 5th one, which is The Castle of Fu Manchu. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff, man. Awesome set. I tell you, man, box sets, It's just ridiculous. These companies that are putting out these box sets right now are doing such a fantastic job. It's outrageous, man. It's really outrageous. So much money. I can't, but like, I don't even want to talk about how much money is in this update. It's ridiculous. So stupid. Although it is, some of these releases were pre-orders from, you guys know. Okay, so getting into the Severance stuff, I had to do it because I'm actually a fan of Andy Milligan. And I haven't seen too many people show this off, even though it didn't sell out, so maybe they only sold like 4 copies and I got one of them. I don't know. But the Dungeon of Andy Milligan, which comes with 14 films. Most of these are upgrades for me, or even side grades, because I like Andy Milligan films. They're so bad though, like. But I will say I've watched a couple of them so far, and the transfers are pretty good. It's the best they've looked. So, but I'm excited to check out the Ghastly ones. On Blu-ray, because I actually dig that one. It's one of my more favorite ones. And then we got Nightbirds and The Body Beneath, which I did watch The Body Beneath. And the one thing about his movies, they always look like they're going to be bloody and nasty and shit. The Body Beneath is like no blood in it. Torture Dungeon and The Bloodthirsty Butchers, which I do have to rewatch because these are both from 1970. And I don't remember them being overly that good. They could be. I can't remember. It's been a while. The Curse of the Full Moon. And The Rats Are Coming, The Werewolves Are Here, which, again, those are just like the other one, like upgrades, side grades, whatever you want to call them. The Man with Two Heads, another one. Gru the Mad Monk, I did watch. And it's still... it's 56 minutes, and it's like... It feels a little bit longer, so it's never really a good thing. It's not very good, but it's pretty decent for like a period piece, you know. For him making a period piece is pretty funny. Legacy Horror and Legacy of Blood. Which these are the two that were very unique to me. And then we got Fleshpot on 42nd Street, which is awesome. And then Seeds and Vapors, which is definitely probably a side grade because Vinegar Syndrome actually dropped that double feature. So, and then Fleshpot. And then we got Carnage from 84. And then Blood, which, yeah, I don't really know much about that one. So, yeah, Carnage, which is kind of interesting. And I even have more Andy Milligan films from other companies. It's crazy. And then The Bearded Lady's Wake from 1998. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, maybe it's The Score, I think. I don't know, music or something like that. But pretty interesting box set. There's a lot of info in here, which I am going to go through here and read. Nice. Pretty nice set. I mean, for Andy Milligan to get this type of treatment is absolutely outrageous. But... yeah, and then of course, finally for this update, which I did keep it under an hour. I'm so proud of myself. And is the Euro Crypt of Christopher Lee collection. Everyone has shown this off, but this is just so. This is the type of shit that is blowing my nuts up. I mean, my shitter has been blown out so many times over the years, but this is just crazy. This is such a beautiful set because finally these European films of Christopher Lee are getting mad fucking love. Like, great booklet right here. I'm not going to go through it, but. The Castle Living Dead, which I believe is Italian. Yeah, so Italian film. Challenge the Devil, which I believe is another one. I can't remember. I think it's Italian. Yeah, it's Italian too. Challenge the Devil. Crypt of the Vampire, which I believe is another. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I believe that there's 3. Oh, this Terence Fisher film, Sherlock Holmes and the Deadly Necklace, which I've never seen this Terence Fisher film. I believe this is a German film. Like, it was a German production. Which is crazy. And this is really unique to me, man. This Theater Macabre right here. I believe it was like a Polish anthology series that Christopher Lee hosted. I had no knowledge of this before this came out, and I was like, holy shit, dude, how did I not know about this? It's crazy. Yeah, the Polish anthology series hosted by Lee. Crazy, man. So crazy. And this is the only one in the set I've actually seen before. Is this Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism, which is from, is this German? Yeah, I think this is one. Yeah, it's German. So a couple German films, 3 Italian films, and a Polish. So pretty cool, man. But unreal set. Really, really unreal set, man. So, yeah, this is just crazy, man. Crazy sets. But that is going to do it for the update. And I'm glad I just got actually a bunch more stuff in. which I'm not putting into this update because I'll just leave it for the end of this month, which won't be as big as this because this is absolutely outrageous. But like I said, it's an accumulation. Some stuff was even like from almost 2 months ago that just hadn't come in. So, and I'm pretty positive that I won't be getting the Severin order sale order, because they said they're not even going to start shipping after a couple weeks. And then I'm sure, me being international, I'll probably get mine in like mid-August, I bet. Probably. They're really... It's crazy, man. The Vinegar Syndrome stuff, I got my stuff like 3 or 4 days after the sale ended. Like, I got it before like everybody, man. It was so crazy. I couldn't believe it. But that is going to do it for this update. And I'll be back at the end of the month with another update. So stay tuned for some more videos. And till then, deuces!